So this week I want to chat about delegation and the importance of delegation. So when I first bought my business, I started to understand just the value of being able to delegate tasks out so that it would free up my time so that I would be able to focus on next level things, jobs coming in, systems, processes, automations that person that I was delegating to would be able to implement. So what I do, man, I have to have everything validated and the foundation built on scripture, or else it holds no weight and no value for me in my life. And so I pray the same for you, because whenever we start to use scripture as a way to provide the validation, provide the foundation for whatever it is that we are working on, that's where true power and authority comes from, is in scripture, not in anything you or somebody else is going to do. So I'll give you a little story. So what I did was I knew I had to recreate myself, and so that I would be able to do some of these other things. And so I recreated myself with one of the main guys. He was actually the main guy in my shop at the time. And what I did at that time with the knowledge I had was he was the top guy in the shop. He was the one with the most knowledge. And so I made him, over about 6 or 8 months, made him shop supervisor. And then I would start meeting with him twice a week to go over the systems and the processes and the automations and just strategy in general, so that he would implement those throughout the week. And the goal of that, again, was to be able to focus on some other things. But what I did was I prayed over it and ultimately elevated this gentleman to that position. And then over time, you fast forward and you start to recognize these things. So part of the thing that I did with him was I was teaching him how to be a leader and teaching him how to be a solid implementer, and just teaching him biblical values that he would then instill in some of the other men that were working for me. So the benefit or the problem with that I learned later was he was the most knowledgeable of the product. He knew how to do any and everything, but he was not a solid leader, nor was he a great delegator, or nor was he somebody that was great at implementing tasks that I had assigned to him. And so as I started to understand that, I was researching this delegation more, and I started to pray towards, God, send me somebody that can manage a $20 million a year company instead of a $1 million a year company. And so I was praying that God would send me somebody that could not just manage where I'm currently at, but could manage where I'm headed over the course of the next 5 years. And somebody that was at that point, that was a solid leader, that was really taking care of themselves, their relationship with the Lord. And so I started to pray towards that. And sure enough, man, God sent me somebody that I was able to hire just recently, and starting to delegate some tasks out to him, recreating myself through him, and then he's going through and he is implementing everything in an incredible way. So what that allowed for you to do, what that will allow for you to do a number of things, is work on your business instead of in your business. And it'll also allow for you to slow down and do it all with excellence. So for me, there's 20 things that are going on, and I've got my hands at all 20 things. But if I'm the one that is also managing and playing that operations role, then I will not be able to do all of those things with excellence. And so now that I've delegated that out, and now that I know that this individual that's being delegated to is the best implementer, the best leader around, then I'm able to literally slow down, not stop anything that I'm doing, still do everything that I'm doing, but get it all done, and get it all done with excellence. So if there's 20 things that I'm working on, instead of finishing those 20 things in a month just to get them done and get through them, then I am going to finish them over the course of 3 or 4 months, but finish them with excellence. And that's actually going to provide more value to the company as a whole down the road. So it's extremely important to delegate. We see this principle in Exodus 18 when Moses literally had all of his people. They had been set free from from Pharaoh, and Israel and Moses's people were coming up to Moses, and Moses was basically a mediator between them and God. So he was the one that was taking their concerns to God. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came into town, brought his family with him, and Moses' family with him, his daughter with him. And he was like, what are you doing? You need to delegate this out. You need to find a man of God and find men of God that you can delegate this out to. So Moses did just that, and that allowed for Moses to focus on next level tasks. So that is where we get that from. My encouragement there, how you do that, pray towards that. Pray that God will send you somebody. Start to look for somebody as you're praying towards that, and rely on the Spirit to start to send you people. Start to tell people what you are looking for. Express exactly what you're looking for towards people. And I promise you, you will watch how God will start to send you people and put people in your life to make it happen. So really cool story is the guy that I hired that's doing all of that. I'm actually building training facilities and doing a number of things out of containers for fire departments and for police departments and all of that. And he was actually a retired fire chief, a retired fire captain that is coming in, and he's building these things for the fire department now. So he is filling that role of operations. Eventually, he will be that COO in my company to where he's doing operations and doing a number of other things as well. But for right now, he is that guy that will be able to manage a $20 million a year business, not just $1 million a year business. So those are some things that you're looking for. You're looking for somebody that can manage where you're going, not just where you're at. They'll manage where you're at well and manage where you're going well. And then they understand how to be a great implementer as well. So just want to encourage everybody to do that. I promise you, when you do that, you will experience freedom within your business like never before. And you will find yourself with more time to be able to work on your business versus in your business. And remember, rely on God for all of this. Pray over every single decision before the decision is actually made. And rely on God, your business partner, to provide the relationships, provide the ideas, provide the systems, provide the processes, and you solely move into that stewardship role while you're finding people to delegate to that are your implementers and implementing the vision that the Lord has given you. So I hope this helps you. And remember, kingdom business is the only way to do business. And I encourage you to rely on God, make God the owner of your business, and you will be set free through the finished work of the cross.